Are you sick and tired of opening up your Tesla's frunk manually like this, and would rather have it open automatically like this? Well, this is exactly what I'll be showing you in this video. Today I'll be installing the Power Frunk Kit by Hansshow on my Tesla Model 3. It comes with everything you need in the kit and a set of instructions that may not be very clear, so hopefully this is where this video will help you out. Now, there are several versions of this kit available, but the one I'm installing today is the latest version 5 with the new bracket designed for all made in China Model 3s manufactured June 2021 onwards, including the very latest 2022 Tesla Model 3. So let's get straight onto the installation. First, let's start off with removing this top cover in the frunk, which pulls off very easily. Next, pull off the outer covering of the cabin air vent. The plastic clips here easily pop off with a little bit of force. Then you want to slide off this panel by pulling it upwards and carefully pulling out the connected cable. Next, you want to remove these 7 bolts with a 10mm socket wrench. Make sure to keep these in a safe place. Carefully undo the clips on the edges of the frunk storage cover and lift it off completely. We will now move on to removing these existing Tesla struts and installing the Hansshow ones. Be sure to do this one side at a time, as I'm sure you wouldn't want the hood falling straight onto you. Use a flathead screwdriver to pry out the metal clip holding the strut in place and gently pull out the top end of the strut. Then do the same for the bottom end. To show you this more clearly, this is how you want to pry out the metal clip using the screwdriver. Next, use an 8mm wrench to remove the existing Tesla bracket from the hood. Replace this with the new Hansshow provided bracket, ensuring that you use the correct one for the right side of the car. Now grab the new Hansshow strut and place the end with the wire in the bottom bracket and the other side on the top. Repeat the same process on the other side of the car. Now we move on to the frunk locking bracket. First, remove the cable that's connected to the bracket and then use a permanent marker to draw an outline of where this locking mechanism is currently mounted. This will be super useful when remounting the bracket later to ensure that the alignment is just right so that the hood closes flush with the frame of the car. Grab a 10mm socket wrench and unscrew the bolts holding this bracket. Once removed, you can pop these bolts back in their slots to ensure that you don't misplace them. Grab a set of pliers and remove the spring attached to the locking mechanism. Next, take the new Hansshow latch bracket and place the existing Tesla lock bracket over this. Attach the latch wire of the new bracket to the existing module like so. Ensure that this latch wire is lifted to its highest position to make it easier for us to reinstall the spring. You can see here how I adjusted this by pulling back the locking part where the spring sits and lifting this latch part upwards. Next, grab the spring we removed earlier and place it back into its place. Put the upper end of the spring under the latch bolt first and then grab the pliers again to put the other end back in its slot at the bottom of the bracket. It's now time to reattach this bracket. Remove the bolts from their slots, align the bracket with the holes, and start off by initially using your hands to tighten the bolts. Ensure that the bracket is perfectly aligned with the outline we drew earlier and tighten the bolts using a 10mm socket wrench. Next, grab the control box and this wiring harness from the kit. Unlatch the plug on this wiring harness like so and push it into the control box, twisting the latch to lock it into place. Place the control box to one side and connect the biggest plug in the wiring harness to the latch motor and place this to the side. Now we will connect the wires coming from the struts to the control box. You will see that the connected plugs for these are easily identifiable and both of the struts can be connected to either of these connected plugs. So you don't need to worry about connecting these struts to the wrong end. Next, grab the other wiring harness from the kit and connect the main connector to the plug labeled D1 that's coming from the control box. We will now be connecting the end labeled D41 to the latch release control unit of the car. Remove the existing cable connected to this and plug it into the female end of the D41 connector and the male end back into the latch release control unit. Do the same for the D42 end with the cable we pulled out earlier from the latch mechanism. Now take the D43 end and also plug this directly into the latch mechanism. If you would like a beep safety sound to trigger when opening and closing the frunk, you can also install this optional speaker to the D2 end of the main wiring harness. It's okay to leave this disconnected if you do not want the sound. We now have to feed this emergency latch release cable through the front bumper opening in the Tesla. Push in at the 2 o'clock position of this cover to open it up. Now at this point, if you can easily access this opening from inside, feel free to feed the emergency latch release wire directly through this hole. For me, this proved to be a little tricky as I was unable to see this opening, so I ended up thinking outside the box and using a fishing wire to do the trick. Well, actually, a make-do fishing wire which worked a treat for me. To ensure that this emergency latch release cable doesn't slide back up into the inside, you can tie it with a cable tie to the existing wires connected to the cover of the opening. Once done, push the wires back in and reattach the cover. Next, we'll grab the terminal connector labeled GND or ground and connect it to this grounding point right here. Loosen up this bolt with a 10mm wrench, then feed this terminal under the bolt and retighten it to secure the connection. Now it's time to secure this control box unit in this extra space we have using a cable tie, as you can see here. You will see that the control box fits pretty well in this space, and tying a cable tie diagonally across the unit keeps it well secured. Cut off the excess plastic on this cable tie to keep things looking clean. And speaking of making things look cleaner, let's make sure that these wires coming from the struts are neatly contained. To do this, take off this side cover by removing these plastic clips using a flathead screwdriver. Lift this cover and feed the strut cable through under the cover and reattach the clips once you're done. Do the same on the other side of the car for the other strut wire as well. Now this terminal connector needs to be connected to the positive terminal of your Tesla's 12-volt battery. For safety, put on some anti-shock gloves and loosen up the bolt on the positive terminal of the battery using an 8mm socket wrench. Place the terminal under the bolt and tighten it up to secure the connection. Now grab the plug labeled B positive or B plus from the wiring harness and connect it to this battery terminal attachment we just installed. It's now time to secure the latch motor right here in this space using a cable tie. Loop a cable tie through this empty hole in this space and then feed it through the latch motor like so, carefully tightening it into place. Again, cut off the excess plastic. The last thing is to make sure that all the wiring is neatly secured using cable ties. Ensure that the wiring is aligned around the edges, and once you're happy with it, place cable ties in appropriate areas to group it all together into place. You can see I did this at a few places in order to get the cleanest look possible and move it all out of the way. We are now ready to put everything back into place again. Place the frunk storage cover back into its place and carefully press down on the clips on the edges to secure it in. Be sure to pull out the cable from the inside, which needs to be connected to the latch cover panel. Replace these 7 bolts we removed earlier and tighten them into place using a 10mm socket wrench. Reinstall the outer covering of the cabin air vent and press down on the 2 plastic clips. Reattach the top cover and secure it by pressing down along the edges until you hear the clips clicking into place. And lastly, connect the wire back into the latch cover panel and slide it from the top, pushing it down as you hear the sound of clips clicking into place. The installation is now all complete. Now let's show you how this works from within the Tesla app. You can just click open on the frunk as usual and it opens it right up. Now your app is going to say that the frunk is open, so to close it, you can just push the button again, and even though it's going to ask you if you want to open the frunk again, you can just click open and it's actually going to close it. I really like that I didn't have to download a separate app and I can just use the stock Tesla app to do this function. Even inside the car, it works exactly the same way. You can hit open on the screen and it's going to open it up, and when you're ready to close it, you can just hit open again. A secret Easter egg is that you can also use the button inside the frunk to close it if it's open. This is actually surprisingly handy. Once you've put in your shopping or something in the frunk, you can just press this button to close it, as opposed to going back into your app to close it again. So jumping onto the main point, is it really worth it and do you really need it for your Model 3? I think if you use the frunk a lot, it definitely makes sense as it's super convenient. And it's really nice not having to get your fingerprints all over the hood every time you open and close it. Price point wise, I think it's fairly reasonable, and if you use the code evkiwis, you will save 15% off your purchase from Hansshow. The links to purchase are in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and until next time, stay charged.